You guys ready to start this week's study session?
Of course.
I hope everyone got their stuff together.
Once a week, a group of my friends and I get together to review what we've learned in our textbooks.
Someone's missing.
Who? Who else?
Mandee's always late.
Mandee's always what?
I can already tell that today is gonna be crazy interesting.
So I walk into our little get-together and I'm already in somebody's mouth. Of course, nothing motherfucking new. Hope no one started without me.
If she strolls in like that one more time.
I'm up first, as usual. So in case you guys didn't know, the movie industry has its roots in the 1880s. However, it was until the 1920s and late 1930s that movies gradually grew from 10 minutes long into talking films up to 2 hours long. Although movie attendance peaked in the 1940s, watching movies in theaters remains popular today. So Thomas Edison always gets the credits when it comes to American films, but in reality, he's not the only one that can be credited. There's other people that we should also give credits to now. I don't remember their names, but they're out there somewhere.
Etienne Jules Murray and British photographer Edward Muybridge. Dumb bitch.
Do you always have something to say?
Maybe.
So the director D.W. Griffin, I don't know how to say his name, but y'all know what I'm saying, was the George Lucas or Steven Spielberg of the silent movie era. At the time, most directors were... Can you put your phone down? Griff produced films that ran for an hour or more. He created the first modern feature-length film. You know, a movie that runs more than 10 minutes, like 2 hours? Yeah, that was him.
Are you gonna talk about movie stars?
Can I get to it? Damn. So these broads keep testing me and my knowledge. I'm running out of patience. Anyway, in the early days of the industry, studios were reluctant to give actors screen credit because they feared it would encourage them to ask for more money. I mean, I get them, you know, you acting and you want more money, right? But the studios soon discovered that the public liked some actors and actresses better than others, like me. You know, they always like me better. So why were so many movies made in Hollywood? Although the earlier movies were filmed in New Jersey and New York, the appeal of Southern California soon became apparent. California offered a variety of different settings like the ocean, desert, and mountains. The movie studios finally figured out the fastest way to produce movies. They had the studio system. The studio system was a factory-like process in which all of the talent worked directly for the movie studios.
Are you finished yet?
Not yet, sweetheart.
I think the next study session, I'm gonna bring Mandee a muzzle.
Actors and directors soon rebelled against the control placed on them by the studio system. By the 1938, the U.S. Department of Justice started to view the movie studios as a monopoly that needed to be brought under control. And you know the United States does not accept monopolies. So, yeah, now I'm done.
Guys, you remember when we were kids, we always went to McDonald's with our parents and asked for a Happy Meal? We didn't even want the food, we just wanted the toy that was inside.
Well, I wanted both.
Well, that was because the theme of the toy was probably the movie that came out that weekend. Could have been Batman, could have been the Avengers, whatever was popular at the time. These expensive movies are called blockbusters. They made people lots of money. Studios and companies would literally milk whatever they could from these movies.
Literally?
What the did he just say?
How do you literally milk a movie? How?
Jaws was one of the first movies that started the blockbuster era. It made over $200 million in sales. When shooting a movie, location is sometimes important.
Location is always important.
Shooting a Western Europe, probably have to shoot some scenes in the desert. A love story could be shot in the city. But if you want to make a film a sci-fi or a fantasy movie, that's where special effects comes into play. Computers first came into Hollywood in a big way with Star Wars.
Director George Lucas used a controlled camera to shoot the space battle scenes.
Many movies today use green screens and blue screens to create their world.
So, what makes a movie profitable?
In order for a movie to make big cash, you need big stars, big directors, and a global fan base.
It also comes down to how much the movie costs to produce and promote.
So that sums up my portion.
So, believe it or not, movies are a central part of society. They influence the way we speak, the way we dress, our fashion, sexual mores, and political principles. In 1934, Clark Gable starred in a movie, It Happened One Night. In one of the scenes, he took off his shirt and he showed his bare chest. After the movie was released, the sales in undershirts went down because of that example. Research shows that a small number of basic themes like sex, love, crime, war appear in movies over and over again.
More than 3/4 of all movies dealt with sex, love, and crime.
Did anyone ask you though?
Ladies, relax.
This bitch is really asking for it. Anyways, does anyone know the biggest source of movies in the world?
California?
New York?
No.
Bitch, you don't even know.
Excuse me?
I love f***ing with this girl. Brings me joy.
It's Bollywood, the filmmakers of India. Each year, Bollywood produces more than 1,000 films that are distributed throughout Africa, China, and the rest of Asia. Movies are kind of different from media because producers are always conscious of what they want to put in their movies. Will H. Hayes became famous for his development of the production code.
The production code was the industry-imposed rules that basically controlled the content of the movies from the 1930s up until the current movie rating system that came into use in 1968.
By the 1960s, movies were violating the production code. Some were even released with the code's approval.
Without.
What?
You said some movies were released with the code's approval. You mean without?
You know what, Mandee? I swear I'm 2 seconds away from popping this bitch in the face.
Can you girls just shut up and let us learn?
Now, when you get screamed at by Rukaya, you know you got us all fucked up.
I'm done. I'm out. You guys have fun.
Honestly, that was a punk ass motherfucking move. But when I see that on the street, it's on.
Well, that was intense. They had a beef for a while. So I'm glad it happened today. The day was born. So it was very entertaining. You know, that's what they're for. Entertainment for me. Y'all too much. It's hot in here. I'm taking off this damn hat.
I'm just glad Daishawn took off that dumbass hat.
So I know you guys been waiting for me to spit some facts.
Oh, God.
The movie business is facing an uncertain future. In 2005, the box office went down 6% from the year before.
Okay, so conservative critics claimed that Hollywood was too liberal and made movies that didn't really appeal to the American people, while others claimed that the problem was that there were too many remakes and sequels going on.
Hollywood box office continued to climb in dollars. In 1980, the box office receipt accounted for more than 50% of movie incomes for studios. By 1995, this fallen below 15%. When Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez headed out into the Maryland woods in October 1997 to film The Blair Witch Project, they had no idea they were creating one of their biggest hits in 1999. The movie eventually grossed more than $250 million worldwide.
Wow, we actually got through that without bickering.
Right? I'm impressed.
Television has gone through changes since its birth in 1930s. Viewers could only watch programs offered to them by the major network only at the time that are being shown. Philo T. Fanfare was the man who invented the electronic television.
The electrons that would paint a picture on the screen would be manipulated by an electromagnetic field.
By age 21, fans Okay, this is where community antenna television comes into play. CATV was an early form of cable TV that are used to distribute channels in community with poor connection. There you go, female dogs. They all bark like female dogs.
She must not know who the f I am.